and we have another experiment that we are going to do. So we're going to do this one, and this one's going to take a little bit longer. So let's start with this one.
All right, so over there, you're holding 2 UV lights in your hand right now, because what I showed over here is bees lose that red side, but they gain something on the other side of this spectrum that we don't have. They can see in ultraviolet.
Cool.
And one of the things that we often see in flowers out in nature is they have a little secret to them, whereas if you shine an ultraviolet light, I'm not sure what is the best. You can shine that on there
Tyler
to show.
usually can get it right. Well, if I can do it right. Maybe you hold the light.
All right.
I'll hold that, and then you can see inside. It kind of makes a star pattern.
There's like a star pattern all the way at the bottom there where that ultraviolet light is lighting up, and a lot of flowers have something like this where it's called a nectar guide. And in ultraviolet, it's basically luring the bees in because they can't see those red light right there, but what they can see is this, and it's like showing them, hey, come here, come to this, and there's a reward for you.
Exactly.
And one of the things we'll be doing is making our own flowers with their nectar guides. That will be one of the things that we'll have at Genome Day.
Genome Day.
You can make your own, and the little pen right there has its own UV light in it, so people will be able to take that home with them and see their nectar guide.
And if someone is just joining us right now, tell us when and where Genome Day is.
Genome Day is this Saturday, 1 to 4 at the Champaign Public Library. And we'll have a second one as well, which will be next month, October 18th at Lincoln Square Mall.
Perfect. And then this experiment Daniel was showing me during the break, this is just mind-blowing. So what exactly are we demonstrating here?
So one of the other cool things that bees can see is polarized light. And polarized light's a hard concept to get across, but think of if you're looking through something, looking through a polarized filter, what it's doing is it's taking light that is coming in wavelengths that are all over the place. They have like a full turn to them, and it's forcing only one wavelength to come through.
I see.
And so if you imagine a polarized filter as having lots of these little slits in it, and we have all this light come through, and only the light coming one direction
I see. So it
is able to make it through.
Right. But that's the light wave, this blue, and it's going through
like an imagined polarized filter right here. And so if we have 2 of those and we put them perpendicular, it basically blocks out so no light could make it through.
Right.
And so just like this, if we're able to do overhead. So we're looking with the filter here. Actually, let me do this.
All right.
Here's 2 polarized filters on top of each other. We turn it perpendicular and all of a sudden no light comes through.
Oh yeah, look at that. Here, wait, let's get the glare off of that. So you can see it's black. Wait. All right, so you can see it's black like that, and it's kind of clear that way.
There we go.
All right, perfect.
All right, now, what we just put on top of here is just some corn syrup. And so what's really cool about this is when it forces the first filter through, forces the light in one direction, but corn syrup, sugar molecules have a chirality to them, so they have a natural curve to them, and it's bending the light. So as you turn this second filter, you're seeing one wavelength of light at a time, and you're seeing different colors on there.
And so then the bees can see one color at a time.
So what happens is we have all of this light comes at us from the sun, but our atmosphere actually acts as like a polarizing filter.
Yeah.
And the bees can see the light that comes through that filter of our atmosphere. And so even on days when the sun is not shining, or because like we have like total cloud cover, they can orient based off of that polarized light, and they can tell their direction because they can see that light coming through.
Okay, this is just mind-blowing. It's really cool that you can recreate that visually with this, but okay, so they use it to orient on cloudy days. What other like purposes does that serve? Does that help them find the flower patterns that we were seeing before?
The flower patterns are them using the ultraviolet light spectrum. So they basically, while they're losing the red light right there, they have like these super senses in other ways. So one is they have the UV, which can help them find the flowers. And think of the polarized light though as like GPS for bees.
Oh, okay.
You know, this is their global positioning satellite. No matter what the weather is, they're able to orient based off the sun and find their way back home, or be able to communicate when they're at home to tell other bees where that flower patch is that they should go check out.
It's really interesting to me how animals use different things like that for GPS, like how turtles use like the magnetic pull of the moon and the earth and all of those things to go back to the beaches to lay their eggs and stuff like that. They just intuitively know. I wish that we had this because I'm terrible at maps and finding my way around, and if my GPS goes down, I'm completely lost. So I think we need some sort of adaptation like this that will help us.
Well, one of the things that does help us is like if you have polarized sunglasses, the reason why that helps is you have the reflection that comes off glare at certain times, and it reduces that by basically doing the same thing that we have here.
Right.
It's taking all those different wavelengths that are hitting you, and some of those can actually be distracting, and it's filtering it down to just one, the one that you need to see, and it's blocking out everything else. So if you do the same thing, we're using polarized paper here, but if you were to use polarized sunglasses and turn, you would be looking the same way.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to do this at home, you can do corn syrup and polarized sunglasses.
There you go.
Okay, one last question before we wrap. Since beehives are generally dark inside, do bees have night vision, or what do they do when they're in the hive? How do they see in the hive?
In the hive, everything is based off of feel and pheromones. So they get along just fine in the dark, actually, but they can't fly in that. So everything is walking around in the hive.
I see.
If they find themselves outside after dark, then they would be having a little bit of problems. They don't have night vision per se.
All right. Well, Daniel, this has been awesome. If you want to try these experiments at home, corn syrup and polarized sunglasses are all you need, and then UV light and some what is it, highlighter?
That is just a simple highlighter on there with color, the same color on the same color, which doesn't usually stand out, but you show a little bit of UV light on it and you see how it pops, just like it would for a bee.
Or come to Genome Day this weekend on October 18th and do these experiments and so many more.